It's your boy VA, Dallas Cowboys fan. Happy Victory Week. We are now 3-0. We are happy. We're undefeated. The Eagles lost. The Redskins lost. And let's admit it, the Giants got lucky. I mean, if Tampa Bay didn't screw the pooch on a couple plays, they would have won that game. But all in all, we sit at the top of the division, and I'm happy for that. Because at least winning the division is pretty much a guaranteed playoff berth. So, a couple takeaways from the game. Dak Prescott looks okay. He's not as, accurate or high yardage as the previous 2 weeks, but it doesn't matter. He didn't need to be to win. He had that one just crazy interception that was just, he didn't have to do that, but out of all the times we've told him to either not take a sack or throw the ball away, this time he was actually trying to make a play downfield, and it bit him in the butt. But hey, we survived, right? Our running backs, great game from Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard. I mean, the last time we've had two 100-yard rushers was 98, 99, Emmitt Smith, and I forget the other running back, Harris or something. But that's a long time to not have two 100-yard backs, but it doesn't matter. We didn't need two 100-yard backs. I mean, both these guys did their jobs efficiently, and that's all you could say about that. I mean, it looked great, though. I'm glad Pollard's getting his chances to get in and play. He looks good. He's waiting for his holes to open up for him. He's going to be a stud. And I like the 1-2 punch combination between those two. Been saying it ever since Felix Jones and Marion Barber, that I don't mind having a bell cow and I don't mind having the 1-2 punch as long as you utilize them well. And that was Scott Linehan's problem, is he doesn't know what to do offense-wise. I don't know why that man even had an offensive coordinator job when the man couldn't figure anything out. Jason Witten looked great coming back for the pass on the 3rd and 20 and taking that 33 yards. That was great awareness to keep up with his quarterback and make that play. Our other wide receivers, Coop with 2 touchdowns. I mean, that boy is a stud. Devin Smith, Randall Cobb had that 74-yard touchdown catch called back on some penalties, but, he still looked great. So, Cole Beasley not being here is not hurting us at all. Tavon Austin not being there didn't hurt us, and wait till Gallup gets back in the lineup. Oh, my God. I really think we have something special with this offense. As long as Kellen Moore keeps up appearances, that he's a good coordinator and can think on the fly, because his halftime adjustments were excellent. You couldn't say anymore, because Scott Linehan, you would have came out of the freaking half and still been running the ball and going nowhere fast. But give it the credit to Kellen Moore. He figured it out. He turned up the dials and he got us a win. I don't say it much, but congrats on John Kidna being the QB coach. His expertise has definitely rubbed off on Dak this year, and I'm glad they made this call. I don't know what happened between the other quarterback coaches. I don't know if Dak was listening to Kellen Moore as much as he does now than he did last year. I'm not sure, but it's definitely showing that together it's clicking on where it should be. Now, our defense. They definitely need to play better. The safeties, I can't argue that the safety play is top-notch or not, because the running back shouldn't even be getting to their level. They shouldn't be getting to the safety level. They should be taken down by, if not the linemen, then linebackers. They should not be having the safety tackling the running backs. Cheeto was picked on all freaking day. I mean, it wasn't that hard to see what they were doing, and they still wouldn't shade any kind of safety help over to help him. So I guess they thought, hey, he makes a mistake, he's going to have to learn from it. Let's keep him by himself on an island and see how he responds. Well, this game, he didn't respond well until the second half. Byron Jones showed he's still a lockdown corner when healthy. This week, excuse me, Anthony Brown showed that he can still play, unlike last week against the Skins where he was getting burned left and right. So it's a week-by-week league. So 1 week, somebody's going to be up. 1 week, somebody's going to be down. But as long as the defense as a whole can hold up, we're in good shape. Our defensive line needs to get way more pressure and sacks than they did. I was watching the game, and Robert Quinn was getting double-teamed almost every play. Tank, he was getting either double-teamed or chipped on every play. They knew that our defensive tackles being shorthanded was not going to do anything in the interior, so they were not worried about that. They were worried about our edge rushers, and rightfully so, as those guys are a terror. I mean, if you don't have somebody sitting back there blocking, they would have gotten to the quarterback a couple more times. And a couple of times they should have, but he managed to roll out and get away a couple of times. Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch had a couple plays in open fields they missed, which is uncharacteristic for them. But I think, since they didn't play all together in preseason, it's a little adjustment. It's not coming on as fast as the offense is this year. But once they can get back to where they were last year and the offense stays clicking like they are, I do think we have a Super Bowl caliber team. We may not win it all, but you never know. It's week to week. So I'll give them credit where credit's due. They look good. Our next opponent will be the Saints in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. I know they've been chomping at the bit to get us back since last year when we beat them, and it's in their house. Only difference is this time it's Teddy Bridgewater and not Drew Brees. But give them credit. They did go to Seattle and punch them in the mouth. So with Kamara and Thomas still playing for them and their defense being decent, we're definitely going to have to dial it in and come out of the game fast. We can't come out slow like we've been doing these last 3 weeks. But we did what we had to do. I don't want to hear that crap about we didn't beat nobody. Well, the Giants didn't beat anybody. Tampa Bay let them walk out of that game. The Eagles, they've played some pretty decent competition, but this isn't their Super Bowl year where they had a fourth place schedule. So you can't say that, they're not beating anybody or they're beating somebody when Carson Wentz and the team still has a losing record against winning teams. But, it is what it is. Media heads want to give you any narrative it is to basically put the Cowboys down from accomplishing what they're doing. They're never going to give them credit. So, it is what it is. But right now, this week coming up, it looks like Antoine Woods and Xavier Woods, the Woods boys, look like they're slowly getting back to where they need to be to get on the field sooner rather than later. If not for this game coming up this Sunday, the game after, and we're going to need all hands on deck because this is the beginning of our season. Now, the last 3 weeks were great wins, but as some other YouTubers say, that was another preseason for us. Now, it's on to bigger and better and the meat of our schedules. So, I think Tavon Austin will be back too. I think he should be coming out of concussion protocol. And if he comes out, that's going to deactivate one of the receivers. Probably Cedric Wilson. But, we have a potent offense with or without him. So he's not going to make much of a difference. Our defense could definitely stand to get those two guys, Woods boys, back. We're looking pretty good, Cowboys fans. We are looking pretty good. I can't argue with 3-0. I hope we can make it 4-0 just going into October. I mean, that would be great to win the games we're supposed to win and at least look decent against teams that nobody gives us a shot against. even though the sports betting books already opened up with us taking a pretty favorable lead against the Saints. But I think that's just due to the fact that Bridgewater's playing. If it was Breeze, we would be the underdogs. But if any other information comes out, I'll try to give it to you as soon as I can. I know I've been away for a while, you know. I didn't give y'all any content to listen to while I was gone, but you can always share my old videos, like, subscribe, comment on the old videos. Don't be afraid. Anything else, just look around. I got everything pointed up here on the screens. And I hope you have a great day. I'm off to work. Dallas Cowboy fan, out. Peace.